29 U.S. states accuse Meta, the company behind the social media giant, of deliberately designing them to keep children hooked and misleading the public about the risks. 4 of those states presented their case today inside a California court.
Children hooked? What about adults hooked?
In front of a federal courthouse in Oakland, families unfurled a long banner, a roll call of grief. Names and ages of dozens of children they allege were harmed by social media.
That's so sad.
My name is Erin Popolo, and I lost my daughter, Emily Murillo.
Beside a photograph of her daughter Emily, known as Emmy, Popolo described a daughter who loved her family.
Hello, girlie. Did you actually get a nose job? I didn't. Listen to the short.
After relentless cyberbullying, her mother alleges Meta's design helped amplify.
It wasn't a mystery. It was a design flaw. A system built to maximize engagement, even when that engagement was cruelty, humiliation, and harm.
Inside the courthouse, lawyers for 4 out of 29 states suing the company are trying to prove Meta deliberately built Facebook and Instagram to keep children and teens coming back, concealing what it knew about the risks and collecting data on children under 13 without their consent. Meta denies the allegations.
It's hard on adults. Adults get addicted because, which we know, because it was all based on the slot machine. How slot machines make people, adults, addicted. We know it's
He compares this case
but
to the tobacco settlements of the 1990s.
They had some changes in how they do business, and they paid an immense amount of money, but not enough to bankrupt them.
Meta has already lost 2 youth safety trials this year, one in Los Angeles, the other in New Mexico.
That's not good.
Also named in a lawsuit by a group of Ontario school boards. Grimmelman says mounting losses could push Meta to the bargaining table, accepting binding federal rules in exchange for protection against an expanding wave of lawsuits. But some lawmakers aren't waiting. California
it's the shorts. It's this motion for your finger, that pattern. They'll have to get rid of the shorts.
Companies from deploying addictive features against kids under 16. Infinite scroll, autoplay, recommended algorithms, notifications. The very design choices engineer the hook, developing brains.
The second bill would make platforms pay for the harm their designs cause.
Meta has violated a lot of federal laws. Just had to double check my GPS.
Months, maybe years away. This trial is expected to last 6 weeks, with Meta's money, reputation, and the future design of its platforms all at stake. Colin Butler, CBC News.
Saw the title, so I thought you had one by a bat. I know. If I had a nose job, do you think I would make it look like this? It's got 2 points. No, it's not just pointy, it's pointy times 2. I get a lot of comments on my nose basically every time I go on live.
13 and 17. Parents can set quiet hours. It will also limit conversations about high-risk topics such as self-harm, violence, and eating disorders, and will remind users to take a break from using the tool.
Aw, your nose is fine. Aw, thank you guys for saying that about my nose.
A new Arctic Economic and Security Corridor is...
But yeah, I have a short, or no, I have
Indigenous leaders in the Northwest
a video talking about my experience going for consultation. And turns out I'm just not a good candidate for it. And he explained why, and it was very interesting.
Friendly handshakes and smiles in Yellowknife. Leaders
So
from
I'm
the
stuck with a
Yellowknife
nose.
Dene First Nation and the Clecho government mark a milestone with the territorial government.
We achieved our vision, our dream. We came together.
The project is the Arctic Economic Security Corridor. The 2 First Nations behind the project have agreed on a route for a proposed 400-kilometer all-season road. If built, it would connect the Northwest Territories to Nunavut, the first ever all-season road between the 2 territories. The project is on the federal government's list of nation-building projects. Yellowknife Dene Chief Ernest Espina.
How we got here matters. Too often major projects are designed first and indigenous governments are asked later. This process began differently. From the start, both nations brought their knowledge and priorities to the table.
The proposed corridor mitigates impact to caribou
Traffic
and
is
their
not
migration routes. Elders and harvesters
Am
help
I
identify
Amish?
the route.
Can Amish people
Jackson
drive?
Lafferty is the Grand Chief
cars?
of the Quechua Nation. He
And wear
says
makeup?
The road would make land rich in minerals accessible for resource development, improve northern transportation, and strengthen Canadian Arctic security.
We want to create opportunities such as employment training, business prospects. This is a lasting legacy.
The government of the Northwest Territories sees benefits too, with the territory's diamond mines closing. Deputy Premier Caroline Wozniak says the project could help create new mines.
I can tell you that having a road going through this region is going to accelerate having mines.
West Kitikmeot Resources Corporation is behind the Grays Bay Road and Port project. It would continue from the NWT border all the way to the Arctic Ocean. Brendan Bell is the Chief Executive Officer.
This project is much more compelling if it goes from the Arctic coast to the National Highway System.
Ken Coates chairs the Yukon Arctic Security Advisory Council. He says having both projects go ahead will send an important message.
You start building a road network and you start building a port, you start getting larger and more prosperous indigenous communities where the people don't need to find work but stay. You're going to solidify Canada's presence in the Arctic in a major way.
A key next step would be more financial backing from Ottawa. Kate Kyle, CBC News, Yellowknife.
Yellowknife.
They were forced out more than a week ago by wildfires. Now most residents of Summerland, BC can return to their homes.
Summerland. You know, I'm driving through like Northwest Van area right now. Looking around, it's like if there was a fire, like it could happen here locally. It's crazy.
The news that we've all been waiting for the last week, and it's you know, we had to do it very carefully. I know there was a lot of frustration.
U.S. debt is going to break loose.
I was feeling frustrated.
You're doing a lot. You're so beautiful. Are you in Nebraska? No, I'm not in Nebraska. I'm in Canada.
But this is the big day.
So I'm sitting in traffic and it is literally moving. It's like I could crawl faster with my teeth.
I wish that I could tell you that the wildfire season is over, but it isn't. Conditions across much of the province remain incredibly dry, and the risk of new fires starting is very real.
Just over 500 properties in Summerland are still under evacuation orders as experts assess debris on the surrounding slopes. This is Your World Tonight. I'm Helen Mann. You can hear Your World Tonight wherever you are. Just subscribe to our podcast on your favorite podcast app or download the CBC News app. Go to the local tab and press play. The drummer for boogie rock band ZZ Top has died. Frank Beard kept the beat on the trio's biggest hits, including Sharp Dressed Man,
Hello from Ireland. Hello from Alabama, you guys. Yeah, wildfire concern. I'm literally driving through mountains right now. Well, that is just full of like temperate rainforest trees and like little pockets of houses like you can see throughout these mountains. And it's like it's just crazy that could happen here like it did in LA.
Is a huge name in basketball, arguably the WNBA's brightest star. She's playing in Toronto tonight, her first time in Canada. But as Jamie Strachan tells us, being the face of a sports league isn't all fun and games.
You've probably heard of Caitlin Clark. The sharpshooting superstar has almost single-handedly boosted the reach and profile of the WNBA, says sports journalist Savannah Hamilton.
The WNBA would not be where it is today without Caitlin Clark. It just went from, a slow uphill climb to then all of a sudden a speed train because everybody wants to follow the narrative of Caitlin Clark.
This season, much of the attention is focused on a seemingly never-ending series of soap opera-like storylines.
Yeah, towering trees. You guys can see it, right? Here. More brightness. Nothing but trees, like, or mountains in the distance. Yeah, I kind of got out of the mountainous area, but in the distance there's some more mountains over there. Yeah, the mountains are behind me. Okay, gotta merge. Sorry guys, one sec. Tattoo, check me. Those views are spectacular. Yeah, they are. I can't believe you can see the view. I mean, but yeah, no, there's mountains behind me that are exceedingly gorgeous. I live in a temperate rainforest. It's beautiful to live in a rainforest when it's not raining. Morning, wherever it is. Why are you asking for help?
accidentally body slapped my friend, which I wasn't really trying to do, but it was
Accidentally body slammed my friend. Oh my god.
Finishing the competition with a 2-stroke lead. His nephew Ashton was there as his caddy.
Lots of like, is that, like, are we gonna go up there and it's gonna be the whole, like, what's gonna happen next? Or
Drive
whatever?
safe
Like,
and
I'm,
watch out
like,
spontaneous
90%
wildfires.
just excited and
Thank
just
you.
shocked and like standing there like, that's crazy kind of thing.
Gosh,
His
the
mom,
sun is
Charlene,
blinding.
says the ace shot was indescribable.
Each time Taylor competes, he was at Worlds in 2023, and you know, each time he competes, he seems to manage to pull it together and bring home a gold. So I'm very proud of him.
It's actually Carter's second ever hole-in-one. He scored his first one when he was 4.
This is
with
golf,
a 5-6
I think.
club. The athlete says he's not entirely sure when his next tournament will be. For now,
I really want to get my little one in
friends and
golf
cherishes
or tennis. It's just hard because golf and tennis are both such like an elitist sport, and the cost is costly.
Every time I see it, it's kind of work.
Thank you for being with us. This has been your World Tonight for Tuesday, August 18th. I'm Helen Mann. Good night. The Prime Minister has spoken with U.S. President Donald Trump over the phone. She didn't give any, but a source tells CBC News, quote, "It's tough." Trump is set to impose 50% tariffs on some $28 billion worth of Canadian goods at just after 9 p.m. Pacific. Thousands of evacuations while officials warn the province is still in the heart of wildfire season, with hot, dry weather and drought still posing a major fire risk. BC Forest Minister Ravi Parmar is urging people not to get complacent. 128 fires are still burning across the province.
Wow.
And RCMP officers have been cleared of
This was
wrongdoing
not a thing when I was
after a man
growing
found
up.
with what appeared to be a self-inflicted gunshot wound in April. BC's police watchdog says Mounties responded to a home in Quesnel after receiving reports of gunshots.
Oh God.
And now the BC forecast for Wednesday on the north coast, cloudy, becoming a mix of sun and cloud later in the day. Windy, high up to 16. For the Peace, mainly sunny and windy, 24. For the central interior, sunny, windy, and 26. For the Kootenays, mix of sun and clouds, smoky skies, 32. For the Okanagan, sunny and smoky, and 31. And for the south coast, sunny, becoming a mix of sun and cloud in the afternoon, highs up to 27. To Canada's coast this summer, came close to a white shark.
All of the shops that come from south come on through.
Oh my God, I cannot imagine being in an ocean close to a white shark.
Interacting with sharks as more and more appear in Canada. That's coming
Whoa.
up.
The Current, tomorrow morning at 8:37, 9:07, and on the CBC Listen app.
Hello, I'm Catherine Cullen, sitting at the News.
Good evening, I'm John Northcott sitting in for Chris Howden. This is As It Happens. Casting doubt, the ruling party in Zambia declares election victory after a delayed vote count and election day arrests. An international election observer weighs in and shares his own concerns.
Water under the bridge as Newfoundland and Labrador moves forward with a new energy deal on Churchill Falls. Premier Tony Wakeham tells us it's not just a win for his province, but for the rest of the country.
Oh, Canada,
Out of the work, the Trump administration has paused its border barrier construction project in Big Bend National
God, I got
Park.
nothing but sun in my eyes. God, I'm so glad to be at a red light in the shade for a second under a viaduct.
Meaning dry.
The live just went
Left Scotland's iconic Denny Stone
under.
boulders with a combined weight of over 700 pounds. As it happens, the Tuesday edition radio that thinks it's important to know your stone strength.
sticks is scheduled to be hit with a 30% premium unless last-minute calls from Prime Minister Mark Carney can sway the U.S. president. Blaine Marinick is the owner of BC's West Coast Walls, whose made-in-Canada wallpaper designs and decals do brisk business in the U.S. We reached him earlier today in Abbotsford.
Blaine, we're just hours away from these tariffs hitting a big part of your business. How are you feeling?
Nervous is probably the word that best describes it right now. Apprehensive. It's a bit like waiting for a diagnosis on a terminal disease and not knowing which way it's going to go.
I understand that one of your U.S. shippers has already begun adding 50% to your orders. What was it like to see that come across your desk?
Shocking. In fact, that was just moments before speaking to one of my staff, and as she describes it, when she looked at the number, she literally, like I said, my jaw dropped. This is one of my carriers, and I'm not sure how it's going to work out with the other ones that I use.
What would it mean for your business? What will it mean for your business if these 50% tariffs come into effect tonight?
I'm going to have to make some very big adjustments and likely include my staff in that. I can't afford to keep the number of people I have and pay the tariffs. And from past experience, when we had tariffs applied to our shipments back in last fall, the U.S. customers won't accept paying for them, even if they know why they're there, and I can't afford to absorb it. There's no money in it for me to absorb it.
How many people are we talking about being affected in your business by this?
That's so crazy.
I have 4 full-time and 1 part-time staff and 1 person on maternity leave. One of my staff left for different reasons, and I didn't rehire that position because of the unsettled climate.
So I imagine in a smaller business like that, losing even one person has a real effect.
It does. And I think the thing is that hurts the most is we're like family. You know, when I started my business, it was just pre-COVID, and I was able to actually give employment to 2 people who were laid off because of COVID, and they've stuck with me ever since. And so it's actually heartbreaking to think that I might have to lay some of them off.
So what are the conversations like in your office right now?
And again, like a family, we sit around and I'm honest with them. We've already had to cut back on some of our hours, and they're fully aware. There's no point in keeping any secrets or anything, and they're not bitter. They're hopeful that things will work out, and I'm doing my best to stay optimistic.
Right now your products are manufactured in Canada. Would moving that production to the United States allow you to circumvent some of the tariffs?
Yes, and in fact, I've looked at that and contacted some potential, they're called hub printers that could print on my behalf. But once I do that, there's absolutely no money in it for me either. So all I would be doing is maintaining my presence in the United States until such time as things maybe change.
What's it like for you? I mean, there's some pretty tough decisions you're weighing between your small staff and the,
So sad. People's businesses. I mean, you can't even have a business anymore in so many
I think
things.
about it day and night, literally. I sometimes wake up.
It's only the
early in morning,
huge,
and the
huge
first thing
companies
I
that
think
can
of
like
is,
afford
How
this.
am I gonna fix this? And there is no easy solutions.
Late
And
stage
so,
capitalism.
And it actually really pains me to think about what it'll mean for my small business, for my staff.
She's the Canada cyber baddie. I love you.
But it seems so likely that
I'm moving slowly again so I can look a little bit here and there when I'm stopped. How this really is screwing over Canada. You don't need makeup, you're so pretty. Thank you, my loves. Yeah, I mean, Trump, I don't know what his deal is. Like, would he have been able to get as successful as he was if his rules were in place? I wonder. I don't know. I genuinely don't know. You are trans, no disrespect if not, though. Okay.
I'm a small business, and even though there are some government organizations that, try to help.
You need to do more with your eyes. You don't stand at all. Honey, who said my makeup was done?
In this whole conversation, because there's, by rough estimate, likely about 55 or 60,000 people that are my size of a business that could be affected by these tariffs. That's almost as big as the dairy industry. So, and I'm a little guy, and there's a lot of little guys out there that are
Yeah, no more little guy. No more little guys allowed to own a business anymore. It seems like that's going to be the trend. It's going to keep getting worse.
If you look at small businesses overall,
And then you make a ton of money, and then you spend more than half your income on taxes in Canada. They did that, and they thought the rich people would stay. No, the rich people left. Now Canada's just full of a whole bunch of poor people that don't want to move to a colder climate. They didn't care for their own citizens. They didn't protect them. And Trump obviously doesn't care either.
Make the help available to small businesses. Like we hear about announcements for dairy or forestry, anybody for tariff relief. I haven't heard anything for small businesses.
Oh, sorry.
The federal government's got to make a decision here that is something of a balancing act, right? I mean, in order to get rid of these tariffs, they're going to have to potentially change other things that they're doing or have some sectors accept things that they might not like. You were part of that balancing act. Your business is one of the things being balanced. What would you say to them at this critical moment?
I can't speak for other small businesses, but I think I would rather know the certainty of a tariff or the application of
What? I can't go into Cordova?
We have that under the Canadian Free Trade
Sorry.
Agreement.
Wow, they switched up the roads here big time.
You need to know some certainty. If it's at 10% or 15% or what is the number? And then you can then make adjustments to your business model, whether you raise your prices or whether you fine-tune your costs for materials and so forth. So it's just the certainty. Help all of us know exactly what the playing field is.
It is a difficult moment, Blaine. I really appreciate you talking to us about it.
Well, I'm glad to be able to give a voice to this issue.
He is the owner of West Coast Wall. We reached him earlier.
Sorry guys, this radio is like very staticky.
Day in Zambia, and now there's official results released this morning have handed incumbent President Hakainde second term. But his victory comes after a raid on the home of the main opposition candidate, Brian Mundubile, and the arrest of several senior opposition politicians who police detained on allegations of an armed insurrection. Mr. Mundubile is now reportedly in hiding. Michael McNamara is an Irish member of the European Parliament and the chief observer of the European Union's observer mission in Zambia. We reached him in Clare, Ireland.
Over the past few days, news has come out about the arrest of members of the main.
So shut up, you know she's an attractive girl. Dude, she looks good. Clearly a lady. Kiss. My friend said she's trans. I can't tell. No disrespect though. None taken. They always won.
in their presence and that the main opposition candidate was. So this was a highly polarized environment, unfortunately, where accusations and counter-accusations.
Do you stream often? Yeah, I try to. Thank you for saying I have a great sense of humor. Yeah, I try to do it once a day. Please follow so you get notifications when I'm live. I'd love to talk to you guys more. I like this group of people.
Now, opposition leader Brian Mundubile's party has rejected the accounts. To what extent have you been able to influence?
Sorry guys, okay, if it cuts again, just know that unless I say bye, I'll come back on. It just keeps on, like, what's the word, like timing out, like shuts down. I have to go back on and then resume.
She was traveling, was robbed, she was pulled out of the car by two armed men and taken away. Even it subsequently transpired that she was a member of Mundubile's campaign. a very polarized and opaque atmosphere, unfortunately.
Well, I'm sure, and incredibly tense with these accusations and counter accusations. If we look at what we are hearing about what is happening right now, opposition leader Brian Mondole is reportedly in a, and this is a quote from his party, secure location under the protection of an international human rights body due to threats made against him. In the work that you were doing there, did you or the people you were working with see anything that might have alerted you that there were going to be any threats of this nature?
No, I mean, it was a polarized, as I say, campaign, but I suppose it is very possible, it's almost impossible to predict how a campaign will transpire, so no, but this type of arrest of opposition candidates is not unheard of in Zambia. The current president himself was arrested in the past and indeed served, was imprisoned in a very high-profile imprisonment where the international community became involved. So many Zambian leaders over the years have been in prison either before they come to power or after they've been in power.
Your concern is obviously primarily, or your focus is
Just gonna finish doing my makeup in the car, and then I'm gonna go upstairs and get changed.
An urgent independent investigation because counting was suspended for several hours because of what the authorities described as a security threat. What do you
Where are you
know
going?
about what
Canada has most play kindness Google cybersecurity baddies online on YouTube. Oh god, these look really dark. It's not supposed to be super dark. Okay, when I put my eyeliner and mascara on, it'll look much better by itself.
Commission of Zambia, the ECZ, announced their decision, said they were doing it for security reasons, and subsequently said that a number of polling stations had been attacked. It's not exactly clear in which locations or how many or what coming under attack meant, but I do think it should be explained in detail given what transpired.
So, I mean, the call for transparency now, based on what you just said, how optimistic are you that we're going to get to the bottom of what happened on Election Day?
Well, I mean, I'm hopeful because...
Oh, bye. I'm sad you're leaving. Where are you going? I'm just, heading home, and then I'm gonna go out and just make some more content. You know that, like, trend where, hold on, I can turn this off. You know that trend where people are dancing with that? It's on Instagram, this trend. I don't know if it's anywhere else, but it's like, boom shalaka laka. I don't know. It's I don't know what it's called, but you like, I can't even describe it, but it's a sexy kind of cute dance, and yeah, it's a cute dance, and I'm gonna be filming it with other girls. One of them is actually trans, and she's such a good dancer. I found her on Instagram. I was like, hey, we have to collaborate. It was so much fun. Sorry guys, this is probably not an attractive angle for you to watch me do my makeup. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. Can't wait to see the content. Great collabs are hard to come by. I love you. I love you too. And yes, I agree. Great collabs can be a little bit tricky. For sure. Just so you guys know, I just want to describe for anyone who's interested, what eyeliner did I just use? Oh, Sephora 24 hour. It's brown. It's called Tiramisu. And I'm gonna like smudge it out a bit with a bit of eyeshadow. Oops, that's not in a flattering direction. Just so you guys know, I have been, not that, I don't know, I'm gonna tell you something that nobody asked for. I am a makeup artist of 14 years. Now, this is the oldest eyeshadow palette I have in my life. This is called Golden Dusk, I think. And it's a really old Estee Lauder eyeshadow kit. I'm using it to smudge out my... Oh God, these wings are not even related to each other. Okay. Fart Squad. I love you. Sam, I'm sitting in an armchair smoking tobacco from corncob pipe. What's that? Fart Squad. I prefer the word toot. F-A-R-T feels gross to say. It makes me feel dirty. Okay, I have to open a window. It might get some like outside noise, but you might like, it's getting hot in there, in here. Hi. Hi, Nogara Tepedo, Nogara Tepeti. Kiss. Okay. Kiss, kiss, kiss. Hello. Hello, everyone. I'm looking for another eyeliner pen. Here it is. And then I'm gonna do my mascara. Do you want to go out with me? Where are you from? I see things are awake. Is that what that means? If I'm getting asked out? That means people in India are awake? Makeup doing in Carmere, yep. What time is it? It's 6:52. Why? What time is it for you? Wait, what response? I've said so many things. Finesse and press. What response is that? the where are you from to him asking me what did I say? Me? Did I just say where are you from? You normally so beautiful, woman. Thank you. That bottom lip. Yeah, I know. My bottom lip is like droopy. I remember my grandmother's like bottom lip. It like hung down to like here. And when she would smile, like her whole lip would like lift up like 3 inches. And I'm starting to recognize that in me a little bit. Like I can see where that lip is going. Hey, baby. Hey. Oh, you're from Turkey. I watched Turkey play in the World Cup against Australia. It was a good game. It was fun. Australia won. The Turkey people were not happy. My lip is going south. You're from Persia. Hi, from Persia. I'm not in the USA. Sorry. Oh, you're in the UK. You're in Croatia. We got Croatia and the UK here. You are so beautiful. Thank you. I look very different than when I first started live streaming. I'm not Greek, but I can see why you would ask me that. You're awesome. Thank you. It turned out too small. Still cuter either way. Oh, still cute either way. Thank you. What turned out to be too small? National team for what? Does anyone here like watching cricket? Don't get me wrong, you're beautiful, but you look like lady from our area, Greek, Turkey, Cyprus. Yeah, I can see that. I'm British. Oh, you're British. I like Croatian national team. Oh, cool. Yeah. Where's my lip liner? There it is. always like to overdraw my lip right here. Honestly, I wish I didn't have like as much of a, whatchamacallit, Cupid's bow, it's called. Little like this. Will you remember old soccers in Croatia? Kiss. It looks fantastic. Thank you. Kiss. Your Cupid's bow fit check. It's not that exciting. It's just leggings and a t-shirt. I'll be getting changed soon though. So when I go walking to where I'm gonna head to after this, once I get upstairs, drop off my things, change my outfit, then I'll definitely be what's it called? Oh shit, I wanted to brush my teeth and I just did my lips. I'll just do a very careful light brush, I guess. Okay. Do I sell fart jars? No. Would you pay for that? I'm not against it. You e-transfer me right now, PayPal me, I will mail it to you tonight. Oh, you won't? You won't pay for that? Oh man. Okay, makeup is complete. He would. Madame, please help me. How can I help you? I'd be happy to help. I'm not changed to jeans. I mean, I wish I'm not a jeans girl. I'm like a dress or skirt kind of girl. So I'm about to get going. Please subscribe to me. Just so you guys know, I am a young single mom. I just dropped my daughter off with her dad and I am rebuilding everything right now from scratch, trying to get monetized, trying to, you know I can present. I got the looks, I'm confident there. I got the ability to talk. It takes practice sometimes, but I do, and I think I got the charisma or the riz that kids are talking about these days. Okay, I'm about to go underground, so I will lose reception with you guys, but I will be back in like 30 minutes or something, less than that, 20 minutes. You guys can walk with me to where I gotta go. I'm gonna go meet up with some friends who are strong and scary, so don't try to follow me there or anything. No riz. Okay, fine. Yes, I am a single mom. You became very, very beautiful after makeup. So hence why I've been a makeup artist for, bye, see you in 20.